On June 7th, 2020, protesters in Bristol toppled the statue of Edward Colston and threw it in the river while cheering and clapping. That's it, the left has gone too far. This is erasure of history, and it makes my blood boil. Just look at these disgusting anarchist Antifa liberals destroying their own heritage. What an absolute... Wait, this was the wrong clip. This was a video about Hungarians during the 56 revolution. That was oppression. Okay, here is the clip I wanted to show you. Just look at it. Fucking communist. Oh, dang, wrong clip again. This is from the Ukraine in 2014 when protests erupted after Russia annexed Crimea. Destroying these statues was more than just, because those were symbols of oppression. Okay, this is the clip. Look at these soy boy. Okay, you get the joke, right? I can stop. You get it. You fucking get it. Hey, this is Vidioteque, and destroying statues is okay actually. Hear me out. It seems like every single time another statue of a powerful, rich, murderous, racist asshole is being taken down, we have to slog through the same fucking discourse over and over again. Like when in South Africa, a statue of Hendrik Verwoerd was taken down.
Well, it's part of our history. You can't throw the history away.
There is room for part of our history that hasn't been portrayed up to now, but I don't believe that you can take away the history that has been portrayed. I think there's space for both.
In case you didn't know who the person was that got immortalized in a fucking victory pose, Verwoerd is often mentioned as the architect of the apartheid, and also he was the leader of the African Nationalist Party. You see, putting up an idol of a hyenas human being, basically teabagging the people that he helped oppress, is depicting history. History is written down. I'm sure as shit not going to forget that slavery happened just because I don't have to watch a rich slave owner T-posing on the town square every single day when I go out to buy groceries. Statues are not history. They are an idealized version of history from a certain viewpoint. We immortalize the likenesses of people because they achieved extraordinary things that we deem worthy of literally looking up to. In the case of the aforementioned Verwoerd, that thing was, he was such an awesome fucking white nationalist. There was a time and a place where that was a good thing. But when the values of a society change, these achievements are going to be viewed in a new context. In this instance, the thing that changed is that we kind of figured out that the color of your skin doesn't make you a second-class citizen. So, what the guy stood for in the past also changed through this lens. He is no longer a great statesman heroically oppressing the people, but, just a fucking asshole that facilitated the apartheid, which we can all agree is, fucking awful. This is how a statue becomes a symbol of oppression. Let's take another example. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this with my arms? Fuck. Let's say, for the sake of this discussion, that there was a colony of enlightened freethinkers that wanted to establish their independence, but then there was a king who did everything in his power to keep them down. His likeness was erected on the soil of these colonies for the pleasure of the occupiers and as propaganda. So, after the colony is no longer a colony but independent, like a different country, the statue's meaning becomes something else entirely. It's like if you grew up in an abusive household, beaten every single day, being treated like shit, and after moving out of that place and growing up, you still had to keep the picture of your abuser right above your bed. Would you do it? Because the Americans sure as shit didn't do it. Of course you already figured it out because it was quite obvious that the colony I was talking about was America. Literally one of the first things they did after becoming America was that they went out and tore down the statue of King George III. because it was the symbol of oppression. Now, did they or anyone else forget about the dude? No, of course fucking not, because it turns out that statues are not USB drives that we store all of our data on. Instead,
it's pure ideology.
It is pure symbolism. Meaning is not inherent in things. Meaning is given by the people. So if a symbol's intended meaning is, hey, look at how great that fucking guy is, but its meaning according to the people is, that guy killed a fucking bunch of us and it's horrifying to look at every single day, then the people have a right to make the symbolic gesture denouncing that. It's just the same as when the Lenin or Stalin statues came down, or when the swastika was blown the fuck up. If you say that those acts were justified acts of standing up to oppression, but also say that the facilitation of buying and selling of dark-skinned people isn't oppression, it's just history, then I'm sorry to say that your point of view may be a little bit fucking distorted. If we want statues as warning about past events and to remember not to repeat the same mistakes over and over again, there might be a better way to do that than portray the people that committed atrocities on their horses with puffed out chests high above everyone else, so we literally have to look up to them. Take for example the monument in Budapest called Shoes on the Danube Bank. It was made in the memory of the victims of the Hungarian Arrow Cross Party that were shot in the river after being instructed to take off their shoes. See? It is not about the people who committed the atrocities, but about the victims. And that's the important distinction here. It is a warning without idolizing anyone. This is how you do it. But then you might have the counter-argument, but what's going to be next? Are we going to take down statues of George Washington or Winston Churchill because they were racists as well? Because back in the day everyone was. And to that I say, yes, if we want to uproot racism in our modern society, we cannot stop at arbitrary lines. The actions needed to change our society for the better and uproot racism in all of its forms is inherently radical. So the symbolic gestures accompanying that have to also be radical as well. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment down below so I can ignore it completely. Thanks for watching my first video. Bye bye.
Анархия, мама, сынов своих любит. Анархия, мама, не продаст свинцовым огнем.